Today on the show, we talk about the update for Behringer 3.06 Wing firmware, and of course, casual live sound engineer talk. How's it going, everybody? First, let me apologize for all the background noise. There is literally a asphalt roller in front of my house right now, so I don't know how that's gonna come up in the live sound for that stream. But yeah, I have to deal with living in society and having a asphalt roller in front of my place right now. Make sure to say hi in the chat. I know today we're not Monday. I didn't change the title of the show to Wednesday live stream. Would have been a little too Adam-esque for me, even though it's a little bit of my vibe. But there's always a but. We're gonna have a good show today. We're gonna talk about some really cool feature on the new firmware, or actually bug fix for the new firmware. Let me see if I see you guys in the chat. I want to make sure that we're live. I want to make sure that I see you guys. I didn't have the live chat for some reason. Dealing with software, problem of dealing with software, especially as a one-man band doing all those live stream. It's a little bit of a challenge. So let me know if you're in the chat. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna make sure we can have a good time together still, even if I cannot show you guys the message at the bottom of the chat, because I love to do that. I love to put you guys in front here. Okay, I got the chat. I got at least one part of the chat. Charlie, it's not working with live social media streaming, but I can still see you guys. Hold on. Rolf, Wednesday, yeah, I know. It's those kind of event. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I was not here on Wednesday. Took a while to enable to type in. Okay, maybe we have some stuff. Okay, and for some reason I can see Patrick in the chat, and I can highlight his message for some reason. Technology. This is pretty much why I was not able to stream on Monday. I had to do a really big load-in for a show that I did yesterday, and the guys just, no offense to them, they were in a tricky situation, but they just took forever to load in. We were supposed to load in a little later, and the guy asked for an earlier load time, so I had to show up there at noon. So that prevent me from doing this live stream, and the guy had a hard time. I left the venue at 11 at night, and they went out by 4 in the morning, and they were still not up to run a show the next morning, and my call back at the venue was 6 a.m. So went to bed around midnight, didn't sleep really well, woke up at 5. Yay. Run to the venue, and I run the whole show. Yesterday I did something like 14 hour of show plus loadout plus like wrapping all that bunch of stuff that they bring in. So this is why I was not able to do a show on Monday, because I had to do a huge load in at my venue. Stuff like that happen. But this is not what I want to talk about today. Today I want to talk about the Behringer Wing a little bit, because yeah, I'm a busy man. I clocked in 25 and a half hour since Monday afternoon. From Monday noon, basically. I don't recommend that to anyone, but it's just life of a live sound engineer, especially in corporate event. And I'm Today I feel a little bit Metallica, but I'm thinking about I'm looking for a provider to do mug, and one that I really want to do is a meme that I saw many years ago, but it's getting like closer to my heart every time. I want the mug to say, "Corporate events where rock and roll dream goes to die." I want to give that a try. All right, so what I want to do today is make sure that I have the latest firmware on my console, because 3.06, let me double check that. Firmware 3.06, I have revision 25 here. At least I need to upgrade to version 27 because there is some bug fix. If I remember correctly, it's something that has to do with AS50 port C. Not a big issue for me. I'm not usually using the port C on my console, but I want to make sure that we're up to date. So this is the first thing that we're going to do together here. We're going to update that. I have my beautiful USB key connected to the top of the console. I'm going to go firmware. 2 different versions of firmware. I should have a third one soon as I'm gonna get my wing rack, but make sure if you are updating on your side that you are using the correct version of the console. It matters. It's not gonna boot up if you don't have the right version, because they don't all share the exact same hardware. Is my unpack. We're gonna give that a try. I have this version of the software. Your file could be a little different than mine. I'm getting sometimes file that are not public release. So this is, I believe, public release. 27 is the latest public version, as I understand. So make sure that you guys do that. It will actually, Rolf, this is true. It will reject the wrong version if you are doing it with a USB key. If you're doing the firmware update with a computer where you enable them, and I'm going to show you that in a second. We're just going to finish this one. I think there's a bug here. Let me try this again. Compact update. Did I just not reset it? I'm doing so many things at the same time. We're gonna go to the update. Okay, please shut down and reboot. All right, okay, shut down, confirm. It's effect and on that I'm gonna hold together. We're gonna do a hardware reboot. Okay, as soon as I get that, we're gonna talk about the other way. My bad. Fat elbow on the CC. The other version to do a firmware update, not by using a USB key, is to go into setup, and you want to enable those drive. The Wing OS drive here, this is what you're looking for. If you enable that, the console won't be available as an audio interface. You can just confirm that. On your computer, if the console is connected with the USB port in the back, the USB type B in the back, if you connect that to a computer, it should show as a drive. If the console is there as a drive, you can remove the firmware that is there, or actually you want to drop the new one and then remove the older version. If you do that, you can load the wrong version of the firmware for the console. You're not gonna brick it, because the console will fail to boot and it will automatically default in that state where you can have access to the OS part of the drive. Make sure to avoid problem to not load the wrong version of firmware for your console. If you have a compact, you need to get the compact version. If you have a full size, you need to get the full size version. If you have a rack, you need to get the rack version. And if you have maybe something else, I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe if you have something else, another version of the product of the Wing family, you need to have that other version of the firmware. There is one for every model available. Publicly, that is. So, we have a update. We have 3.06-27. That's good. We're gonna remove that OS access, confirm. And we're gonna talk about something else that I did this weekend. I had fun, but a couple things. And that's probably gonna be a video, but I wanna talk about this. Question for you guys. Hello, Nick. Good to see you, man. Welcome to a Wednesday live stream. I want to talk about this. Have you guys ever been in a situation where you have your phone, but because phone nowadays don't have 3.8 millimeter jack, or you don't have your adapter, or have you ever been in a situation where you have no way to play entrance music in a room for a corporate event? I figure out a way to never leave home empty-handed. Hear me out. We're gonna sidetrack to a place that we were not that long ago. This section of the console hold a secret. On your console, let me sidetrack again. On your console, you have a drive for your operating system, and you have a drive for data. Some of you guys already figure out what I'm going to say, but please don't spoil anyone in the chat. If on your console you have a drive for data, you have a way to carry around some data with you. And this is exactly what I test over the weekend. I plugged in my console in my computer. I enable my Wing data drive, this one right here, confirm. And FYI, if this is in red on top, it means that you are either data or OS. It's probably too small for you to see, but it's gonna say data if it's in data. It's gonna say OS if you are in OS. Basically, it's telling you that something is not the way it should be, because you should never run your show in those modes. So, what I did over the weekend is I enable data, and I did a test. Now, with the Wing, we have a couple ways to play music. Of course, the physical input in the back is always a good way to have your music making device. USB. Some people have a Bluetooth XLR connector that when you enable Phantom Power, it's gonna enable a Bluetooth player so you can have mono track going. Really cool, really fun way to do that. But I don't like stuff that is wireless. And let's say, as another example, we're not talking about ambient music, we're talking about running track for a band. And you absolutely want to have a backup, because it's never a good idea to run without a backup. Let me show you what I discovered. It's not really something that I discovered, it's something that was always there, but I connected the dot here. USB player. Cool. We have that on every single console since the beginning of the wave. Let me remove my USB stick here. We don't want to see my USB stick. What we want to see is a library folder. Oh, look at that. What's here? Man, a wave file on my internal drive. The Wing has a built-in 2 gigabyte drive, or almost 2 gigabyte drive, available for you to store your file, your snap, your shows, your snippet, your everything. But if you don't need all that space, like I'm gonna guess you probably don't, because the show file are really small format file. You can have loads and loads of them. You can, if you're courageous like me, load half of your drive with a gigabyte file that can be actually a 4-track player. So when I was talking about backing track, you can have a stereo left right of backing track with a click and a cue, or you can have 3 mono track that you can carry around as your, backtrack for your band to play. Let's say that this is a emergency setup. You can have your you can have a stereo mix of your backing track with a click track and maybe one other something else cues on a separate track, or just another instrument. If your band is I don't know, missing a musician, you can have a bass, a guitar on there and mix it separately. But basically, I've dropped in a wave file, a 2-track wave file that is about an hour long, and you will get about an hour per gigabyte with wave track. But you can do multiple file, and you can also separate them into different set lists with your show file. Here I'm gonna do, actually don't have a show. We're gonna create a show. I'm gonna call this one test, and we're gonna drop this add item to show, and you can put your set list basically together with stop time, or waiting for you to press go to do all your automation or automation-ish, snippet, recall. Possibilities are endless, and I don't have any external media. I'm not running SD card, I'm not running USB. Where I was going with this is just a regular USB file, but still I can play that file from the internal drive. Meaning, if I go back to here, I can just come here, press play, we have VU going, and we can, hold on, I'm gonna find the right channel, we can just play some background music. House music, backing track for a band. I mean, I'll let you figure out what you want to put on there. But basically, you can have with you files that are critical. You can always carry stuff that you absolutely need to have. I think it's a good idea to have an hour of fine, ambient, neutral ambient music. Could be pop, could be copyright-free music. All you have to do is create a 1-hour file. You mix, you DJ set your tracks together with your fade in and fade out, and you can run house music. You can run after that maybe pre-show, post-show tracks, and you don't have to rely on any external media. That means if you have the console with you, you have your track with you. People with rack, I'm gonna be careful doing this. I don't know what the space is in a rack. Maybe it's a 2 GB chip 2, could be bigger, could be smaller. Be careful. But if you are a band that tour and you want to have a backup of your tracks for your set, let's say that you have a 45-minute set, you can store a couple file, have your set list done on the console, and have a backup of your backtrack basically on the console itself. You don't need a USB key, you don't need an SD card. I will strongly suggest you to use an SD card if you can, but if for some reason you want to have a backup and you want to, have anything else on there, you can save file on your console. You can even create another folder and have a second backup of your show file there. The way to access it again is going in your setup, Wing data, that drive is going to pop up on a computer, drop your file in there, and you just go library, and your file will show on the internal drive. That's it. That's all there is. It's not, it's not really a secret, but it's something that is really, really helpful, I think. From now on, I'm gonna have, some smooth lo-fi ambient music on my console. That way I can just get some sound going, because last week's or a couple weeks ago, we did a show and we had no way to play background music, and I needed to figure out a way to make that happen, because there is nothing that pisses me more than having door open on a musical show and no background music. You know, the show starts and the music starts. It makes no sense to me. You need to have background music. So if you guys want to have, also, something even documented, I think. I don't know if it's documented. I don't think it's suggested to have file on there. But speaking of file that you probably want to have always with you is your reference song. Everybody that does live sound probably has a reference song, you know, something that you want to put to test out the PA. You zip tie the USB-C and Lightning to 1.8. Okay, sure. Let me tell you, I've worked rental before, and people figure out way to rip off power bar that are screwed down in cases. They rip it off. I don't know, but there is a way. People find a way to do that. So if it's internal, if people don't delete it, you can actually always put it back, but if people don't delete it, it's there. If you are a only user of a console, or if you have file that you need to, you know, make sure that you have. I'm not talking about, you know, house messages when you are in room. House messages is basically at the beginning of the show, they say the emergency exit are here. No pictures allowed. No. I don't know. No, don't hold your iPad like this to take picture. No picture, no filming. No, basically the message, the house message. If you need to have that, and if you are in a venue and you want to have that on your console, sure. You don't need to load anything. You don't need to tell anyone. Just go here, press play. You're good. Just assign the 2-track player to an output. You're good to go. But yeah, it's also a great way to carry around your reference song. This is probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to have an hour of music, and I'm going to have some reference song at 48K wave. 4816, I believe, is the one that I have right there. So 4816. Yes, actually, let me show you. Yes, it does. It does tell me. It's a wave 2-track channel, 48K, 16-bit. It says right there. Now, with those not connected in my brain, Nick, you're really good at this, so maybe you can help me out. I think we should bother Behringer, not Yuli himself, but we should put that in the request list to have MP3 player, not recorder, MP3 player. Does those file stay in the data drive after the console initialization? I believe so, because initializing the console has nothing to do with the data on the drive. If you wipe the drive, it will go away. Like, I'm gonna delete that song because it doesn't matter to me, it's just a reference song. But if I needed more space on the drive, I can just go here and go delete and go, oh yeah, the file is open, doesn't want to let me delete it, but I can just go here, delete, and now my file is gone. I have no way to get that back, as far as I know. Maybe there's a trash can somewhere here, but I don't think so. This is Linux, so I'm gonna say if it's gone, it's gone. But yeah, agreed. I agreed too. What do you mean, Patrick? Yes, they do. The file, yes, they do. The file does stay. I think it was a license issue with MP3. No, because I don't think MP3 require any kind of licensing. Well, with the amount of MP3 that were on the internet at some point, If licensing was an issue, I don't think we will have so many. Yeah, just a way. I mean, it would be fun to have a way to get MP3 playing on that thing. I think, to be honest, MP3 192 is more than enough for ambient music. No, it's not audiophile quality, but if you are in a venue and you just want to get, a 1 hour mix down of pop track that you and your band decided to have before the show, you can just put that in and maybe do a couple of playback stuff. I mean, if I'm doing conference with that console and record voiceover, it would be fun. It would be fun to have all my voiceover inside the console. Of course, I could put that on a USB stick and play it from the USB stick, but the less connection I can have when I'm doing stuff that is critical, it's gonna be, it's ideal. Especially stuff that I need to carry around. Like for a band on tour, having just an hour of ambient music, pre-show and post-show, just a good thing to have. So, just a suggestion. You guys saw the new card. Looks like Maddie and Fiber. Ooh. Hopefully you can do SRC on the card. What is SRC? I'm not sure what that means. I saw the new video, or a picture. It was a picture. I saw the picture where they show a new Maddie card, I believe. I have no information about that, but I think Maddie card were a long time in the making, kind of like the Wave stuff. I think it's been, when the whole Wing concept was designed, they had those cards in mind, but I don't think they were, I don't think they start working on the production as fast as the console itself. I think they were in mind. I think they had that. It's a simple rate conversion. Simple rate conversion for what? For AES? For AS50? Meaning that we could have, or we can connect to fiber. Looks like the MP3 is not free of charge or royalties since 2021. Really? I didn't know that. That's MP3, okay. It's all Maddie? Okay, SRC is all Maddie stuff. I don't know if I want to invest into Maddie stuff. I'm holding back right now. Side story. Because I'm really good at. I'm rebuilding my video rig where I have my ATEM Mini Extreme. I'm not gonna buy the new one, even if it was even if the G2 was a little tempting for me to purchase, because it doesn't have Dante. I don't want to invest into Maddie stuff. I think Dante is the future. I don't know if Maddie is interesting for me. Personally, this is why I'm not following a lot on what's happening on the Maddie camp. I just don't have any Maddie material. I have Dante console, Dante wireless microphone. I don't know if you guys saw the new video from Sennheiser where they talk about the Spectera stuff. It looks amazing. It's all running over Dante. It's a single, it's not even the same connector. Like, if I were to get a rental shop tomorrow, the fact that I don't have to buy as many different connector or cable as I used to back in the day would be a deciding factor for me. Let's say that I want to start from scratch. I'm buying Wing because I love Wing. I'm buying the new Neon from Midas. Actually, this is something that I'm looking for, buying Neon. Everything is either fiber or RJ45 and XLR. everything on those console is RJ45 or XLR, not fiber. But let's say I want to go fiber as an option. Networking, Dante Network, AS50, it's all done through the same cable. I'm good with that. MADI, I have to buy SDI. I don't know. If you're ingesting from Digico at 96K, MADI, you need to sample. Rate convert, because I'm gonna guess MADI is by default 4816 or 4832, but it's running basically at 48K. So you need to upscale it to 96, right? Okay. I don't know. I don't know about that stuff. To me, MADI is not an option. Even if Blackmagic seems to go MADI, I need to figure out what Rob was talking the other day about AS67. I don't know if you could do a crossover, or is there a way to get Dante card talking to Blackmagic 2110 protocol? Because I believe both are AS67. Is there a way to do that? Is there a software that you need to buy? Is it the same language under two different, protocol? We've seen that before in the industry. Different connector, but same language. Those are kind of the same connector, because Blackmagic is using RJ45 for that, or there is. I'm always remembering somebody said there is no RJ45 cable. It's RJ45 is a connector, but basically network. They're using network cable. I don't know if it's an option or not, but I'm thinking about, going that route. I don't think I want to go the MADI route for the cabling, everything. It just doesn't make any sense to me. That stuff. All right, that's pretty much what I had prepared for the show. We are 35 minutes in. Today, I need to leave by 2:30, so in 25 minutes, I need to be out of here, or I'm going to cut the show short today. Do you guys have any other topic or news that we need to talk about? There is some new video from Behringer. I didn't see that, but I'm opening up the floor for question. Otherwise, we're just gonna cut the show short. I'm struggling so much to give you guys to feed the YouTube machine right now. So I'm gonna do the best I can with the time that I have. But this is something that I care. I care about you guys. Can you set up custom control button to swap channel preset? Interesting. When you say channel preset, you mean recalling a snippet to a channel, right? This is what we're talking about here. Geomag. You can do that. It's been a while, so you guys want to sidetrack with me? We're gonna go on an adventure today. We're gonna try that out. Oh yeah, something also that I've been getting wrong for a long time. I've said previously, if you hold down the View and User button on the console, it will show you the user CC page. But apparently I was wrong. You don't need to hold down the custom. You just need to press View twice. Or hold it down. My bad. Hold it down. You just need to hold down View button. I was on whatever I was. Clicking it fast is going to give me that page where I have the custom layer. And just holding it down is going to bring you to the user CC custom control. So let me clear all that stuff. There we go. First thing that we're going to assign is my MIDI CC for my camera control. We can do that together really quickly. MIDI CC, MIDI CC. This is a toggle. I want 1 and 1, and I'm gonna change the color of it. Lights on, and I'm gonna name it camera. Done. We're gonna give it a try. I'm gonna push it, and my camera are changing. This is how I change my camera all the time here. Now, I think, and it's been a while, so if you guys want to help me out in the chat, I think to do this, we need to go show control or scene recall. Scene recall. Scene recall number 1 is going to be our first CC. Here we're going to do scene recall number 2. Let's say that you have 2 presets that you want to switch from, basically. Dudley, hold on, we're gonna get back to this. Alright, so I have 2 CC right now. One is scene 1, one is scene 2. Is there... Okay. The thing to remember here is our scene tag. Scene tag 1, scene tag 2. It's been a while, so again, I can make mistake. We're gonna go show. We have already a show called test. We're gonna open it up, confirm. We're gonna have snippet. We're gonna do something. We're gonna take a channel. We're gonna say channel 1. We're gonna get some EQ model. We can play around with it just for fun. There you go. Let's do some really cool, interesting EQ. With a mix of half and F, low end, always more low end. Who doesn't like more low end? There we go. This is gonna be our basic channel, and we're gonna change it again. From there, once you have your CC assigned, it's to create or have 2 separate snippet loaded in a show tag 1 and 2. That's exactly what I'm doing, Patrick. Thank you very much for the reminder. I really appreciate it. So basically, yes, we're gonna save that as a snippet. We're gonna save that as a channel change. So snippet, we're gonna go record. I'm gonna modify the channel again, just to be sure. This EQ. So I'm applying some really cool, interesting EQ on our channel. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go stop. Save and add. We're gonna call this channel 1. After that, we're gonna do another snippet. I just go clear all. Is it gonna do it? Yes. Okay, clear all. We're gonna change our EQ. So we're gonna go back home. We're gonna change that EQ model to a pull deck, and we're gonna just crank everything here. Actually, you know what? No, let's do nothing. Just a pull deck. Just want to change the EQ to a pull deck, or just a small bump, just to get a visual reference. Okay, so we did a lot of change, but the result should be this. We're gonna go back to the library. We're gonna go stop. We're gonna save and add. We're gonna call that channel 2. Save. All right. It's been a while since I did a tag. Okay, let's go. Tag are under show. All right. Thank you, Patrick. Edit tag. It's gonna be 1. Or no, I need to do hashtag. Hashtag 1. Okay. Hashtag 2. Okay. If I did this right, and it's been a while, so maybe I could have done something wrong. I'm gonna go back to home. This is the preset 2, or snippet 2. I'm gonna go snippet 1, or we're gonna alternate here. I'm gonna alternate between the two, and we're gonna see if we have any difference. If I did it right, it should do something. We're gonna go snippet 1, preset recalled, 2, EQ preset recalled. So I can alternate, or I can recall a change. Let's say that this is the regular, this is the regular, this is the special EQ. Let's say that for regular example that I've done that, some people play a lot of instrument, mandolin, banjo, acoustic guitar, and sometimes they have just one song where they want to have one weirdo instrument plugged in. You can have this happening. You say, okay, for your when you pick up that specific mandolin, or actually, if you have somebody that has a backup guitar that doesn't sound at all like his main guitar, you can go, oh, okay, we need the backup guitar. I can just go, boom, preset change. That's the right EQ for that guitar. You can probably play around with the trim and gain change and everything, and you can change the preset back once it's, good. That would be a way to have the same physical signal coming in, but different EQ, or for a different song, have different EQ. That would be one way to do it, and you can recall that. I wish it could be stacked together, like getting a toggle between two, so you can save on button. I don't know if it's possible, but that's basically how you do it. You create a snippet, or maybe you can do a channel preset. We're gonna take a look at that. If I have a channel preset, let's do channel 1 save. We're gonna go test channel 1 save. Can we give it a tag? I'm gonna go into show. You can probably give it a tag. Show it a tag 3. Okay, yeah, you can probably do it with channel preset either. Let me give that a try. We're gonna go home. So we're gonna save this as channel preset 1. Hold on. Reading the chat sometime and channel preset 1. Okay, channel 1 save. We're gonna go home. We're gonna change that to 2. I know they're backward, but it should work. Channel save, channel 2 save. All right, I'm gonna delete the snippet in green. Is there a way to delete that? Remove. Channel snippet, remove. And actually 3, we're gonna remove that. Okay. We're gonna add show tag to them. So 1, edit tag 1, okay. Edit tag 2, okay. And let's see if I did something right here. Preset 1, preset 2. Yes, you can do that also, changing it with presets. Is there another way to tackle this? Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can alternate between the two. What I don't know is if we have another change happening and we say #2, can we have multiple channel change, multiple presets at the same time? We're gonna try it with another channel. I'm gonna go channel 2 here. And just for fun, channel 2, we're just gonna turn on the EQ. Channel 2 EQ on. We're gonna go back in the library, channel 2, and we're gonna save that as channel 2 EQ. All right, if we do channel 2 EQ, go to show, add a tag. I'm gonna add #2. Theoretically, I'm gonna give that a try. If I go 1, is it this one? No, 2. EQ is on. I'm gonna take the EQ off. If I'm changing it between the two, no. Nope. Patrick had the answer already. Tag our first one served. Okay. So it's going to be the first one in the list, right? If I go, just for fun, can I move this? Can I go down? Nope. Maybe I can link them? Let me see if I link them. And no link on 3. Okay, those are linked. Just for fun. Actually, we're going to see this way. This, yes, it did change when linking them. So you can have multiple stuff happening. Now that I just have no way to disable that EQ, but if I go here and I press it, 2, turn the EQ on, 3. So if you need to do multiple change, I guess the best way is going to be a snippet, if I'm right here. So you basically do a snippet, you just change everything and you recall both state of multiple thing on the console. Oh, thank you very much, Patrick. Coming from you, I'm taking that as a thank you. Thank you. All right. So Dudley, can you make a custom button that change the headphone output? Example, a main live stream bus. You can probably do that by the AB. Let me take a look at the custom just for fun. Let's go back here. I'm learning with you guys. It's fun. I'm having fun right now. I'm just gonna delete all that. Let's go to the CC, holding on the view button. Holding on the view button, thank you. We're just gonna change that back to nothing. All right, last one. Changing, I want to make sure I get the phrasing right. Changing the headphone output, example, main versus live stream bus. You can do some quick solo. You can probably do all the bus and all the matrix. Can you do the main? Yeah, you can do the main. You can basically create yourself some solo buttons. So if you go channel button 1, it's gonna be main 1 solo. And if you go channel, let's go matrix 8 because you have your stream on matrix 8 solo. Pushing on it. You guys cannot see it, I think, but I can see that I'm soloing the main bus and looking at matrix. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for you to see, but basically 1 is soloing my matrix in orange in the bottom, and if I'm pushing 2, I'm soloing here. I'm not in solo exclusive right now. I can probably change that in setup, I believe. Is it audio? Channel audio okay, I'm in exclusive solo. I'm gonna clear that for a second. M1 solo, M1 off, headphone solo. But I can, okay, because I'm an exclusive, I can go in between the two. I don't know if it worked properly, but otherwise the other way to do it will be to just like enable one, getting out of it, enable one, getting out of it. Another quick way to do this that's probably gonna take less time and less resource for you is to go in your solo section. I'm gonna go here in your solo section that you can access from the top view button next to the USB key. Press the view button next to the USB. You can select what you have by default in your headphone. So let's say that you want to hear your main all the time. Really good. So by default, if you don't push solo on anything, you're gonna hear what's coming out of the main. So regular run-of-the-mill, and you can just create yourself a solo for the Matrix. That way, if you push air, you can have your Matrix solo. You don't even have to be on that page. You can just go like bang, bang, and you're on it. Another way to do it would be the other way around. If you always want to hear your stream in your headphone, we're taking the example that here stream is Matrix 8. You're gonna go Matrix 8. By default, if you don't press solo on anything, you will hear your stream. If you wanna push your main, well, you have your physical solo main on the console, or you can create a button that's gonna basically solo whatever you want. So there's many ways to do it. That's the thing with the Wing. It's not a simple console. If you don't want it to be, you can customize so many stuff on that thing that, like, how do you want to do it? This is why I'm comparing Digico to all the other, or to the Wing, to Digico or a higher hand console, because how do you want to do it? Nothing is a rigid way to do something. Solo, how you want to do it. Channel recall, how you want to do it. You want to snap, you want to channel, you want to just do some parameters. How do you want to do it? You can customize that stuff. We didn't talk about having crazy stuff happening with software, external software like Patrick is doing. Guys, if you don't know Patrick Ginmayo in the chat here, he's developing a lot of cool software for the X32, for the Wing. I incorporated that with Reaper. With his stuff, go check out his website, by the way, x32ram.com, x32ram.com. Go check out his website. With that and the option of the Wing, and if you even want to add a Stream Deck to your setup with this thing, you cannot, as far as I know, connect a Stream Deck straight into the console. It would be fun though to have just a Stream Deck at the top here, and you can have other button, other custom control. But having 16 by default here, plus the DCA, because you can enable the DCA section on the compact to also be custom control. So you quickly have 32 custom control in front of you, and you can do all those crazy things with it. Seriously, great console, great flexibility. And I'm gonna say this again over and over, maybe the Wing is not the greatest sounding console for the price, but nothing is gonna beat it for flexibility, for the amount of feature that you get for the money. Nothing unless you pay 10 times the price. The whatever A&H console that you want to have, if you don't go in the major league, nothing is beating the Wing feature wise. Sonically, well, if you put blue stage box over it, let's be honest, it sounds really good. But yeah, man, it's just a great console. On that note, it's got to be my cue for me to go. Thank you very much for spending your Wednesday afternoon with me. It's not a Monday live stream, it's a Wednesday live stream. Thank you very much for being part of this show. I appreciate every single one of you. You take time. Thank you for being part of this community. I'm probably not going to be here next Monday. Things are just crazy at work. I'm almost working. Well, actually, yeah, I need to go to work. I'm working pretty much every day in May, so I don't think next Monday fits my schedule. I think I have another load-in or another kind of event. I don't remember, but I remember saying that I think I'm busy next Monday. Take a look at the channel. Make sure to ring the bell so you don't miss any of the live stream. I'm gonna try to pre-program the live stream in advance, so if you guys want to join in, ask question like Dudley did, like Geomag did, thank you very much for asking your question. You make me learn today. I really appreciate that. I'm learning as much as you guys. On that note, till the next one, soon. Take care of yourself. And I see you all later.